Look at how covered this mountain is. How down the Cape Town weather looks like. Very down now. Yesterday was a heavy weather. It was a lot of wind. People in Stellenbosch, Kayamandi even had to declare a state 9 state of emergency. It was very bad because the wind was so strong that it blew off some roofs. That's how bad the roof is. But this side, only there was a bit of wind, but it was cold. It left me feeling a bit sick. Yeah, I've got like sores in my mouth. Yes. So the weather in Cape Town is changing now. You can tell how dull it looks, how foggy, how black the sky looks, man. And that is bad news for Cape Town, man. That is bad news for Cape Town because now the Cape Town economy starts to slow down. It starts to slow down. This is Bomani Kogan. I'm driving on the N1 towards Cape Town. You see how the weather is like now in Cape Town. It's become foggy. It becomes so dull. When it's like this, when Cape Town weather is like this, it's bad news for Cape Town. The tourists, they hit the road. They jump into the plane and off they go. Now by this time is the beginning of the end of the grape season, which is one of the biggest exports or one of the biggest products in the world for Cape Town. It's the end of the grape season, so it's also job shedding there. But okay, it's less jobs, but they have to start to prepare the grape fields for next year's harvest or product. So it means now I'm only got this month, which is the month of April. Yeah, when there's gloomy weather like this, it's bad news for Cape Town, really. Even the construction, you see the construction, you won't see these big trucks, these cement trucks running up and down. Because they cannot pour cement when it's wet. So from now that is after Easter, as soon as after Easter, the Cape economy starts to slow down. Everything starts to go on a slow down. That's one thing about Cape Town. After Easter, everything starts to slow down. Because as soon as Easter comes, it comes with the Easter rain. So after that, it means summer is finished. Once that rain drops in, it means the summer is finished. Everything starts, the tourists run away, like I said before. A lot of tourists run away. There are tourists who normally stay behind. Some stay behind, but the majority, they run away. They move maybe to Europe, they go to Europe. But there's also some residents in Cape Town who got properties overseas. They also move. These people, they stay like the whole summer season, maybe from spring season until the end of summer. And as soon as the summer is finished, they move. They go overseas. Because that side, there is summer now. So they go to have a summer in overseas. As soon as summer is finished overseas, they come back to Cape Town. So for Cape Town, it's bad news like this. It's bad news. So when you used to stay in Cape Town, you have to understand these cycles. Especially myself, I work for myself, so I have to understand that these are the business cycles that happen in Cape Town. When the winter comes in, everything slows down, your money slows down, so you have to understand now how you're going to budget. Your budget must run for the whole year. In summertime, you try to get as much money as possible. In winter, you slow down on your expenditure, and you also your income also slows down. So I think it applies to everybody. But you see, the world economy, it depends on what they call the pump and drop cycles. You know, that's how the world economy works, or how anything that works, it must have a pump and drop cycle, on and off cycle. That is what they call digitally 1 and 0. So the appreciation part of the economy, they call it the boom part of the economy. That's when they say the world economy is booming. And then when the world economy is going down, they say the world economy is going through a depression. So these describe the long cycles, but inside these cycles are smaller cycles. Inside this boom and depression and boom and depression, you know, there are other smaller cycles. You see, sometimes a boom cycle, like a boom upward cycle, the appreciation up of the cycle of an economy, normally sometimes can take up to, let's say, 5 to 20 years. Sometimes the economy is just going up, and then you get a depression for another maybe 5 years, right? So there have been like some depression in the world, and the biggest fear in the world is for the world economy to go through depression, because it causes a big crisis. Normally it results in wars. You know, if the world goes through a depression, it results in war, because one thing that will happen is probably they will get riots, and you get things like riots, you get people like looting and all that stuff, or you get famines. So it's very important. That's why you have like the World Fund, the World Bank is there to run the world economy. The World Bank is there to run the world economy, the World Bank. But I'd like to describe the in-between part where you see, how I can describe these cycles. I can use, as they call it mathematically, the sine theta, they call it the sine theta curve. I think if you know the sine theta curve or the tan theta curve, that can easily describe those cycles. It's like a wave, you see, it's like a wave. That's the kind of thing that can describe that those kind of cycles. But inside those cycles, there are smaller booms and recession. So when small depressions. So when economy goes through a small depression for a short period of time, they call that a recession. Sometimes that can go from 6 months to a year. They call it a recession, you know, or 3 months even. Or so, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, this Cape economy always go through the boom time and the recession time. I think that's how I can describe this thing that is happening in Cape Town. It goes through a boom time and a recession time. Guys, I'm driving along the long street now. So whilst we're having this discussion, we can continue to drive along I'll turn down to come back to Adler Street. But anyway, let's drive along the long streets. Yeah. So short periods of depressions where there is a drop in the economy, they call it recession. Where it goes up, they call it a boom time, right? Yeah. So if you can look in 2007, the world almost went into a depression, and it was avoided. America had to come in and arrest the situation. You know, I think it was Obama was the president that time, but it had been predicted. It's one of the reasons why Obama had to be roped into the presidency. You know, because those who do the speculation and predictions, they'd already, you know, because the crisis they said was in the loans that were being given out, and now there was a lot of loans, home loans actually, bonds, home loans, and there was a lot of fraudulent bond loans which had been issued out, and people, when people did a quick check, they realized that there's a big crisis that is going to happen, and they had to confront the situation, and they had to bail out a lot of banks which were going to collapse. And if Big Uncle Sam coughs, guys, they say if Big Uncle Sam cough, the whole sneezes, huh? The whole world catches the flu. Huh? So Big Uncle Sam, the USA, had caught a flu, and guys had sneezed, and the whole world was going to suffer. You know, so if you were around, you remember that there was a big crisis in 2007, whereby, you know, it was tough. Life was just tough, and this crisis happened worldwide. You know, it happened worldwide, especially in South Africa. And that time is the first time I saw prices. You know, by 2008-9, I remember I went to the pump station. I think I bought fuel for 14 rands a liter. I was so surprised, because previously around 2005, 2004-5, I had bought fuel for 4 rands a liter, and then like around 2008 and 9, thereabout, I can't remember the exact time, it was 14 rands a liter, right? And the saving grace for the South African economy, you know, was that there was the issue of the World Cup which was coming. South Africa had just won the World Cup. Still, I'm in Adler Street, guys. I'm in Adler Street. So I'm gonna take a turn to Strand Street to where the taxi rank is, then we can continue with the discussion of this. You know, guys, I started for a long time economics that I even got bored of it. Yes, I started economics and business for a long time. I even got bored of these things. Bored, like I didn't want to even see them. You know, I didn't want to see accounting. I didn't want to see economics books. I didn't want to see these things, because from secondary school already I was doing economics, accounting, and all the stuff. I didn't want to see that. Even changed some of my subjects. I ended up doing English. I ended up doing, you know, geography, you know, other things, you know, because we had been pushed like by our principal that certain classes they had to do business studies. You know, he separated us according to our marks. Certain people had to do business studies. And later when I realized all I ever wanted was to be out in the street, you know. You know, I wanted to build things, you know. So I found myself being forced to study business. But okay, I'm on the taxi rank now. I just want to show you how's the environment of the taxi rank as we discuss this boom cycle and the recession cycles of economics. Yeah. So my whole point is this now. I was just trying to say that, you know, anything that works in this world works on physics. Whether it's a car, whether it's electricity, even electricity, whether it's a fridge, there is this cycle, a boom and a boom. Let's call it the on and off cycle. Even seasons, even the tree, it goes green and then it dries out. It goes green and it dries out. Those are the natural physics. That's physics. That's the natural cycles of anything that should grow. So another way of growing your own economy, you know, now let's personalize it. Another way of growing your own economy is to create those kind of cycles in yourself, whereby you can boom certain, because resources are scarce. So resources are scarce. Maybe you only earn a certain amount of money, but you want to grow yourself. Like you want to grow the resources that you earn. You can take these few resources and apply them to a specific aspect of your life. Grow that aspect, sponsor that aspect only. For example, you can take all your money to start to maybe build a house. You go through that process maybe for, I don't know, whatever time you can, maybe for a year, and you, in the process you are actually kind of neglecting other things in your life. You discover that you start to build out debts somewhere, and other debts have not been properly serviced, you know. So as soon as you realize you finish to build your house, or you're almost there, you can stop to put money in the house. Then you take that money that you were supposed to put in the house, like the maybe let's say it's 10,000 or 30,000. You start to service your debts which are now behind. You know, that kind of thing. So you go through like a boom cycle. You use that, they call it the pump and drop cycle. Yes, pump and drop. I'm gonna make a U-turn here. I would like you to see the environment at the X-ray. So I'm gonna take a turn here so that you can be able to see the environment at the X-ray. Once we, yes, I've made a U-turn. I'm still around the X-ray. So the pump and drop technique, they call it the pump and drop technique, is one that you use, like that can be used to grow something when there are scarce resources. So you take all your resources and focus them on one thing, and then as soon as that project is somewhere, you stop. You can even stop sponsoring that project. You because you are busy. You must not neglect things too much. Maybe you're supposed to pay school fees for your kids and all that. Then you go and you pay school fees for your kids. You do this and do that. You service all your other things in life with a big lump sum of money. And as soon as you're done with that, you go back again to push that other project. Yeah. So by that time, when you pump more money into that project, it's the pump time. When you stop putting money in that project, they call it the drop project. It's the drop season of that project. So that's how they grow. It's a technique of growing economies or of growing anything. You know, anything that grows must go through that resources. So must go through that process of pumping and dropping. Still at the text ring, guys. Still discussing the same issue. Yeah. So yeah, that's the technique. But now there's one thing now I would like to show, that you know what, the economies that the modern economy that we live in was designed, first time was designed around 17th century, 18th century, 1770 something, just around the time when, if you follow my Who Owns America series, I'll get to the point where we get to 18th century, which is 17 something, when the economies that we live in, the modern economy that we live in, was designed, and it was perfected just after the Second World War. Yes, it was also not. I don't know whether I should call it perfected. It was a what do you call it? It was refined. It was refined after First World War and again after Second World War. You see, so because in all cases, we had there was in 1912 there was also a world depression, right? That caused a world war. I'm gonna walk across here. I'm gonna walk across. Just want to. I have to go to my normal bank. That's why I'm out here in the rain. But it's not a bad rain. It's just some what you call it? Some small showers. You know, I really can't speak properly because hey, my mouth, I got pain, I got sores in my mouth. Yeah. Just some small showers. That's what it is. It's not really like heavy rain. But that's how Cape Town rains. Cape Town hardly rains, heavy rains. No. It rains like small showers. Yeah. It rains small showers. So you don't really need an umbrella in Cape Town for the rain. You don't need the umbrella in Cape Town for the rain. You don't need all you need is what you call it. It's like a raincoat. Because if you use an umbrella and the rain, you know, also Cape Town is very windy. So using the umbrella, then it's gonna fly away. So the best thing to use is a raincoat.